The drivers, characters, and events in TOECAR are fictional. Nobody was harmed in the filming of this production. Now sit back and enjoy the race.
It's time. Welcome to the season finale of TOECAR, the Goodies Trash Series. Today from Pyongyang. It's the finale, guys. 10 people gonna fight for a championship. The highest finishing driver of those 10 will go on to be the inaugural Goodies Trash Series champion. And we are in for an absolute treat today. A 3-mile superspeedway, super high banked corners, and the world's wildest racing. Only one can emerge champion. We can have a different winner. We're gonna see how it all goes a little bit later on tonight. I'm here with Mike. I'm here with Tristan. Gentlemen, what are we in for today?
This is going to be the most exciting race we've seen all year, guys. This is an incredible speedway. I'm really glad we were able to pull some strings and get over here and race here. It's going to be, you're going to see some 5, 6, 7, 8 wide racing. There you go, write it down. It's going to be the best thing you've seen all year.
Yeah, to go off of that, Mike, I'm just really excited to be here as well. This is, I've been looking forward to this all week. This is probably the best of the best in TOECAR. No offense to the Split Cup drivers, but this is the main event for me tonight. I am looking forward to see what they can do here in Pyongyang.
Well, not all news is good news, guys. And last week at the finish, we saw an absolutely awful accident between the 19 car of Big Luke List, the 60 car of Phil Menard, who's actually in the finale here for the playoffs, as well as the 71 car of Joe Swanson. I understand that Big Luke had a terrible injury. Mike, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, the doctors only described it as gut-wrenching injuries is what they described when they saw him roll into the ER there. Actually ran into old Tyrese there. Tyrese is in his own room. He's getting his situation evaluated, but Big Luke was much worse off in this situation. I don't know what's going to happen to him, but the doctors have confirmed he's not going to be able to race for Season 2, but we are determined. He is a good man. We are going to get him back in the car for Season 3 no matter what. If the points don't work out, which they probably won't, we'll field him anyway. We're going to find a way.
Well, you heard it here first. One of the things, the only thing, in fact, that the doctor was willing to say is that he got so high up in the air during that accident, he was suffering from hypothermia. Unbelievable scenes at CRI Superspeedway last week. That was just one of the worst accidents I've ever personally seen. And unfortunately, it was only him that was on the injury list. Joe Swanson, a tremendous impact in that accident as well. He actually was paralyzed from the neck down in that incident, so he's no longer even able to use his hand controls. But thankfully, due to a scientific breakthrough, we were able to make a change. And he's going to be using the Simon system, Simon standing for Smart Artificial Intelligence Mode of Navigation. It really just means voice commands. Joe Swanson's going to be in there yelling at the car. The car is going to hopefully do what it says. If he loses Wi-Fi, I don't even know what will happen. Hopefully we don't find out. Moving on to the 60 car now. Phil Menard, against doctor's orders, he decided he was going to race today, guys. He's in the field, that 60 car. He's also going for the championship, like we mentioned before. So not 100% going to have to be the underdog today, guys. As well as, not in the postseason, of course, but the 11 car Adam Recklin, we saw him slide directly into the pit wall last week, driver's side. Thankfully, he was only going about 90 miles an hour when he hit the wall. Thankfully, the only thing he seems to be dealing with is he now has cross eyes. Very, very unfortunate. Very hard to see in that thing. He's actually racing against doctor's orders, similar to Phil. Hopefully it's worth it. It's going to be really hard. I don't know how he's going to do it if he can't see straight, but he's going to try. And that's the important thing, guys.
Well, Kyle, let me set the stage for everybody here today because we're in for a treat tonight. We're going to list the playoff drivers that are eligible for this championship today, who are going for the championship, and we got a really good list, guys. We're going to start off with DUI Div, obviously with 2 wins this season. My personal favorite, I think he's going to go on and maybe win this championship. But, I mean, anything could happen. We also got the likes of Making Music, Pris Call, Down Under, Rustard and Ketchup, Chris the Catheter Kane. All of these guys want to race this season, so you can't count them out. They can definitely do it again, and I can definitely see it playing into any of their favors here at Pyongyang. But we also cannot count out Walter Cooler. Unfortunately, we can't count out Mateus Paiva. Tom and Walls, Phil Menard, all these guys have been very consistent this season and can show that they're the best of the best. They can come up here and they know what they're doing. And, you know, these are the drivers that are going for the championship. Any of them can win. Maybe not Mateus as much, but regardless, we're in for a great race, guys.
Let's get down to business, guys. Today's starting grid here at Pyongyang. Ginger Joe on the pole in that 13 car. Outside of them, Liz Wyoming. We have not seen very much of this 6 car up front. hopefully gonna try to compete for the win today. Clink Bottles is in third. Fan favorite Scubs is gonna be in P4 in that O2 body armor car. Fifth place is gonna be Wayne Rexy, another person similar to the 6 car. Hasn't been up front too much. Could have a good day today. Asiago is gonna be in sixth in the McDonald's machine. Seventh place is gonna be Arkansas Jones. Alongside him in eighth, it's our highest starting playoff driver, Tom Adwal, is gonna start eighth in the 66 car. Had a pretty good week last week, gonna capitalize on that momentum today, hopefully. Fragile Fred Bush is gonna start today in ninth in that 28 machine, and rounding out the top 10 is gonna be Phillips Russell.
Starting 11th, we got our favorite music maker making music in the 8 car. Outside him, we got Willie Studs. In the next row, we got Phil Menard in the playoffs. Shouldn't be racing today, guys, but he's going to do it anyway. Outside of him, we got Spare Ferguson in that 29, filled in for his deceased cousin. Behind them, we got Chris the Catheter Keen, another playoff driver. Starting next to another playoff driver, Rustard and Ketchup in that 42 car. Behind him in the next row, we got the 19 car, who usually would be Big Luke Lifts, but after his gut-wrenching injuries last week, that's now going to be driven by the 19 of Polar Ising. That was actually the only guy the team could find that would actually fit in his seat. You know, Big Luke, he's a big guy. And Polar Ising, he's 8 foot tall, 317 pounds. The only man who would ever be able to fit in that seat without bouncing around like a pinball. And on his outside, another returning driver, Chris Cross, actually has his whole spine replaced with a piece of rebar. That way, that problem will never come back. Doesn't have to worry about it. In the next row, we got the 01 of Dakota West, still looking for some success this season. And then outside of him, we got Adam Recklin, who also should not be driving today. Extreme pain from getting hit right in the ribs at the end of the pit wall at CRI, but he's going to be racing anyway.
Starting mid-pack is the number 3 of Chris Call, one of the championship contenders. He's got his work cut out for him today. Paul Walker Music will start right outside of him in the 68. P23 will go to the 71 of Joe Swanson, who was left even more paralyzed than usual than after the last lap wreck last week with Big Luke. Somehow able to race today by just screaming at his wheel, I guess. I don't know how that works, but regardless, we're glad to see him here again. Dingo Dave, his hair is growing back again, so he's now able to use shampoo again, so good on him. DUI Div, surprisingly a little more sober than usual today. Kind of cut back by one singular beer today, guys. It just also he could focus up for today's big race, so that's dedication right there. Good for him. On his outside, Tony Torkrench in the 88 car. 27th, now we got a funny story with Harold Claude today. The 7-time war event, we actually had to put a bag over his head to get him into the country. On top of that, to reduce any anxiety, we convinced him that we're actually in Las Vegas today. He's really confused as why Las Vegas looks like this now, but you know what? He's adapted pretty well in practice. As long as nobody tells him where we're actually at, I think he's going to do fine today. To his outside is Anthony Von Samsung in the 12 car. Probably will flip today on lap 1 if we're being honest, but maybe he won't. Maybe it'll be lap 2. And then starting P29 will be the 18 of Mason Dixon, and rounding out the top 30 will be Florida Man.
31st today is going to be championship competitor Mateus Paiva, must to Tristan dismay. Has had a really, really good season. Ran up front a lot. Can he run up front today? 32nd is going to be the second week for Husqvarna in that 09 car. Was the victim of an intent wreck last week. Let's see if this week he can maybe avoid that kind of thing happening. And speaking of the intent wreck, behind that, Jake Joe in that 57 car. The 69 of Rusty Dipstick will be to his right. That 69 took a tremendous impact in last week's race, did an entire pirouette through the air before landing. He's also sore today. No official injury, but he's definitely not 100% either. Down under, 35th today. Another playoff competitor. Really got a tough row ahead of him. He's got 34 cars to pass if he's going to get up front. David Gutterball is going to start 36th today. Can he actually finish? Last week, he avoided all the wrecks and still found a way to not finish. So, going to see if he can actually turn his luck around. Probably not if recent history is anything to go off of. 37th is going to be Elliott Sadness. 38th, our worst championship competitor as far as starting position is concerned, Walter Cooler. 38th, the first is a tough road to hoe. Let's see if he can get that 9 car up front. 39th, Jeff Gore Dummy, probably going to collect a lot of data starting back there. Alongside him is Deddy McBetty. You know, the over-under for him said starting 39th. He voted under and bet under as well. And in 41st, and rounding out our field today is the 22 car of also Luke. With that said, take it away, Jason.
Drivers, start your engines!
Let's fucking go, Jason! Way to go!
The engines are fired. The field is ready. Are the drivers, though?
Probably not, but it's time to go.
I don't care if they're not ready. I'm fucking ready. Let's go, boys. Dude, this is such a great way to close out the season. I'm telling you, like I said, I've been so excited for this all week, and it all comes down to this tonight, Kyle.
You know, we've seen a lot of testing. We've done a lot of research to get this track to race as perfect as possible. Had a couple of drivers flying a little bit early. By the way, big credit to Tristan. Flew all of these cars over here himself with his cargo bob, one at a time. It took him 40 total trips back and forth to get 41 total trips back and forth to get all these cars here. He's going to have to bring them all back too.
Yeah, they better line up as soon as this race is over. Unless you're the champion, we'll take you last, but they better start lining up because I'm not fucking waiting.
Well, they're going to get started here. Jason Payson somehow keeping the virtual safety car up there. I didn't know his technology could actually keep the car on such high banks. Going to pull it off the fourth corner here down to the inside. An entire season, an entire year's worth of work, of triumph, of frustration, all coming to a head here. We're going to crown a champion today, guys. And who's it going to be? We don't know. The pace car's in. Ginger Joe's bringing him down with Liz Wyoming to his right. Another day, another bogey.
Boogity
We're
boogity.
green. Just a tremendous start by that 13. He's gone. And they're 4 wide already all throughout the field.
Look at this, guys. No patience anywhere in the field. They're about to all be patients here shortly.
You may hit the
Alright.
nail on
Yep.
the head.
And they're wrecking back there.
Oh,
Oh,
Harold clawed in the wall. Mateus.
Mateus!
Oh, with a
And down
hard
under.
lick.
2 playoff competitors, both in that wreck. Oh,
Come on, guys.
oh, and the championship hopes for that 76 team may be over. Mateus also severely damaged in that accident. The field is racing back. They don't have to wait this week, unlike last week. They were able to figure it out in some of the testing. They're still 5 wide, though, so I'm not super confident we'll make it back in one piece, guys.
Ginger Joe's
What
going to
a-
bring him off of turn 4.
What a start to today's event. Hey guys, we have a caution.
Field start. Oh, they're getting hit, Taylor. 78 and the 02. Oh, that's a 6. Pardon me. They're all going to save it, though. Man, my heart almost stopped. See a replay here going down into turn 3. Looks like that 88 car gets alongside the 12. Anthony Von Samsung. Poor Harold, thinking it's Las Vegas, didn't go all the way down trying to arc the corner, and that's all it took, guys. It sparked this wreck. Harold's big hit into the wall. Tony Torque Wrench, enormous impact into the wall.
Oh.
Didn't quite see what caused these guys to wreck. That was an amazing impact on that 32. I hope he's all good to go.
I
And then
hope
this
not.
76 gets absolutely clobbered by the 88.
That looks awful. That's terrible.
Guys just not driving with their heads today. Let's keep an eye on that 32 of Mateus. He's going to see the 88 start to get spun in front of him. Duck low, does everything he's supposed to, but then the 57's just going to bump into him when he was checking up, and then, man, shoved hard into that concrete wall. No safer barriers here, guys.
Remind
That
me to get
was-
Jake Joe's autograph after this one. He is my hero today.
Oh,
Well, say what you do about what he did. He took out potentially 2 championship competitors already, guys. Lap 1.
Right on board, Mateus Paiva in the 32 here. His view of what transpired here. And man, I'm not gonna lie, he hit that wall pretty hard. And we're getting word actually that he hit the wall so hard. Is this correct? He forgot English? He doesn't know English anymore and he's just speaking fluent Portuguese now?
Wow. Let's not forget, guys, Mateus, natively from Brazil, Portuguese is his native tongue. He's going to have a hard time talking to a spotter now.
And we're getting word that, keep an eye on the 69, he might have did something we missed initially.
yo.
Oh! Well, alright then.
Oh, man, that donut landed frosting down.
That's a shame, too. His car's not that damaged. It might be able to continue, but he's going to have to get a tow back to the pit lane.
Guys, don't tell Mateus, but when I load his car up in the cargo bob, I'm dropping his car in the ocean.
Ooh.
Don't tell him. Shh, shh, shh. It's gonna be really funny, I promise.
Coming back to the green here, I want to talk a little bit more about polarizing in that 19 car making his series debut. We were talking to him before the race, just trying to get to know the guy a little bit, and he had a crazy opinion. He was trying to tell me that hot dogs were sandwiches. I'm not sure I can get on board with that, but I can get on board with his driving. A very solid lap 1. I know we're only 1 lap in, but you know, first time ever. It would be very easy to go out there and either be a part of that wreck or even cause one, and he didn't. coming to the
Well,
green
all
here.
right then.
Ginger Joe alongside Scubs. That I don't think is the exact front row. I think the 6 was up there the first time, but we're still pretty close to the same running order. And we're green.
Still no nonsense of urgency, guys. This is a 40-lap race. You got to be able to survive to be able to win the championship, or the race, even if you're not in championship hopes. But
I just hope we can make it through turn 1 this time because
no.
Oh God.
We can't even make it to turn 1, Tristan. Also, Luke, Elliott, Sadness,
Gutterball
David
again
Gutterball.
for the
Oh, don't.
umpteenth time.
Has anybody been in more accidents ever than David Gutterball?
Wait, Scubs is in the lead.
That he is. Great restart. These guys are all going to have to race back the entire length of the track.
Wide, 5 wide.
We might not be out of the woods yet. Wayne Rexy has a huge run. That high side is by far the most organized.
Dude, how about this for Scubs? I know we're only on lap 6, but he really needs this. He really needs to just have a great race today, and I hope he does.
Clean bottles. Clean bottles
Whoa!
to the inside. Oh no, he's out of a coma.
Oh!
Oh, thank goodness it's behind the car, but that's a championship contender, guys. Phil Menard, his day is done.
Horrible.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, we have a caution.
Here we see once again, just a few hundred feet after the green flag. Looks like David Gutterball and a playoff contender, the 9 of Walter Cooler, are going to get hooked together. There goes Gutterball for the 400th time this season. Everybody
Harold.
else seems to miss it without pretty much any damage.
Yeah, Harold and Mateus barely getting through.
Yeah, Harold missed that by the skin of his teeth. Mateus followed him right through. Riding on board the 9 car of Walter Cooler. One of our playoff hopefuls going to get hooked by the 21. I don't think he hits anything else here, though, guys. He does a 360 down on the apron. Thankfully, about 400 miles of pavement down here, and he's going to keep on going.
And we're going to take a look high above here at what happened coming to the yellow here. It just looks like Clink Bottles might have got turned by Phil Menard. And I don't know. Oh, man. That doesn't look good, guys. I don't know what to say. You got to remember, there's no Hans devices in these cars unless you're Harold Klott. And that's tough. That's really tough.
Yeah, guys, I mistakenly called it on the fly there. He definitely did miss the driver's door, specifically hitting the wall, thankfully. But that impact was humongous, and I'm a little bit more concerned than I was a few minutes ago.
Right on board with Phil Menard here. Gonna try to get underneath that 45 car. What's that? Oh, we're getting word from the safety penguins. Oh no, Phil Menard apparently died on impact.
On board the 45 car, Clink Bottles. Live, I was definitely more concerned for him. He just got out of a coma 2 weeks ago. Little did I know what was going to happen. Oh my goodness.
Come on,
Stop
Clink.
doing that.
Get it gathered up, buddy. Well, guys, 1 playoff driver down, 9 to go. They're going to be coming down with 30 laps to go in the race, only a quarter of the way done. Actually, not too many cars out of the race, as we see only 2 cars out. That would be the 60 of the deceased Phil Menard and the 88 of Tony Torcrunch. Everybody else still in the race.
He's dead as shit.
As Jason
That he
Payson, is Jason Payson going to lead him down? Jason Payson.
Emotions are high here in the TOECAR booth. As we're green.
Oh my God, what are they doing?
We are not going to make it another 20 feet, are we?
They're doing their best.
Do they use feet over here?
I don't know.
Either feet or meters. We're going to settle for feeders. Down into turn 1. Scubs looking for the lead.
Yeah, Ginger Joe had a really good
Oh,
race.
no,
Oh,
Fragile
here
Fred.
we go.
Fragile Fred. Oh, he's fragile dead.
He might not be. Let's. Oh no!
Oh!
The 65
The catheter.
Oh, and he's
Down
tumbling.
Unda's in that.
DUI.
Oh, DUI div. No.
Is that Tom and Walls? It is.
Tom and Walls. That's at least half of our playoff drivers here, guys.
Walter Cooler may have snuck past that one. Man, we can't buy a break.
Oh,
David
Gutterball.
Gutterball
Will not
Come on,
win a
man.
race this
Okay,
season.
we're not shocked by this one, but
will not finish a race this season. More like it.
The Scubs is going to bring him back to the yellow.
What a cursed start this has been.
yeah, guys, I don't know what to tell you. But one thing I can tell you is that we have a caution.
We see here, it looks like Wayne Rex is going to get hooked by Arkansas Jones. That toe hitch, another source of chaos. Oh my goodness, Fragile Fred. You know, he drove away from this, guys. I said he might be Fragile Dead. He just kept on going. I'm beginning to think Fragile Fred is a lot more tough than we may have given him credit for, guys.
I think his weakness might be those big hits, Kyle. You know, a lot of these smaller hits, you can make it through pretty okay, but it's those big ones, those outliers that you got to worry about. I think that might be his kryptonite.
Here we take another view. The wreck already in progress here, but here's a look at what happened to the 12 car of Anthony von Samson.
Oh!
And just a hard, hellacious accident into the outside wall here. And then the catheter goes upside down. There you see DUI Div having a grand spin over there of some sorts.
Give a call to Walter Cooler. Missed that by an inch.
I think it was still involved slightly, but I mean,
he was underneath that 65.
I could have sworn I saw him, and I don't know. You know, of all the drivers in this series, he's very forgettable in my opinion, but
Damn.
maybe that's a good thing too. Let's take a ride on board, Mr. Forgettable here. And you know, it's just all like it's almost like the wreck caught up with him. Like everyone else, like he was the only one it looked like that was slowing down, and everybody was just going balls deep into that wreck.
Take a look at another playoff contender. 66 at Tom and Walls. He's going to miss that first part. See that in his mirror. Probably freaked out by that. But then down low, when he's 5 wide, he's going to get hooked up and pushed into the 65. 24 comes barreling in and wipes the whole right side of his car off of it. That's definitely going to hurt his chances. That car's not going to be up to speed with the whole right side missing. Last time we saw that and mentioned it was the 28 of Pierre pressure. And as we saw, he didn't last more than one restart after that.
Yeah, that car is destroyed. All on the right side. You can't see it on this side, obviously, but that right side is not looking good. He's his chances might be cut after that one.
One other thing worth mentioning, though, if that car is still able to run, at this rate, he might be the only one left running. If you can keep it out there, might be worth trying to fix all that damage on the 66.
Welcome back to Pyongyang. As Scubs is your current leader, but more importantly, I believe it is the 3 car of Chris Call that is currently your championship leader at this time, with Making Music just 2 cars back, and then Rustard and Ketchup right there also. And guys, I mean, this playoff picture has really changed in a matter of only 15 laps. I mean, we already have 3 drivers out of the race that were a part of that championship hunt, and it's just, we're at a point where it's almost like you just got to survive to win the championship now.
No kidding, Tristan. 2 of those guys are out of a championship. 1's out of a life. So,
all that aside, we still got a race to go, or race to do, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Scubs is going to lead us down here. Liz Wyoming to the outside. This is, I think, the first restart where Ginger Joe is not in the front row, so it's going to be interesting to see how he's going to try to get back up there, because he's been launching on these restarts really good. So let's see what that 13 can do. Pace car's in. Waiting on the flag, man. And we're green. And Making Music is wasting no time on the outside trying to get around Chris Call.
He's got his brother, Paul Walker Music, directly behind him, and he moves him up out of the groove.
Oh
he wants
my
to get
God.
by him. Doesn't care about his brother's chances. He wants to win the damn race.
Sibling rivalry here in Pyongyang. 4 wide already. I think we've actually made it a corner. I didn't want to call it too soon, but it looks like we did.
I think we did.
Well,
once the
still 5 wide.
Field starts to get spread. Swanson, you better start yelling those commands, buddy. Get that Simon system rolling.
I don't like how they're 5 wide going into turn 3 here. And like I said, that 13 is all the way up to the first place here now. Told you he'd get a really good restart, and he's been really dominant on the restarts here today so far.
You know, guys, TOECAR insider Rob Pockets actually listened in that 71 team's communication. He is just yelling faster. Faster, faster, faster. I have no idea how the car's turning. We don't know. It could be telepathic at this point. The Simon system, turns out, it's way better than we thought. Give a call to that whole 71 team.
Incredible feat of technology. Just in 6 days, they were able to put this whole program together, guys. I've never seen anything like that. I thought Neuralink was still decades away.
Well, thankfully, guys, here in North Korea, we have a little bit different technology than we have in the States. It's definitely proving useful, that 71. He might win today, guys. He is flying right behind Scubs right now. This whole line of cars in front of him actually have been the dominant cars today, and he's trying to follow them through.
As we look at Back up front here, Willie Studd's the new leader. Haven't really talked about him much yet today. Probably a good thing that we haven't talked about him. Either he's if we're talking about you, you're either wrecking or doing something wrong. But good on Willie Studd's here, putting together a pretty good performance here in the last race of the season.
Tristan, he's had a strange year. I remember at Daytona, that 17 was one of the competitors. I think there was a group of about 5 to 7 left at the end of it. He was one of them. I'm not sure we've seen that 17 car since, aside from being in a big wreck or two.
That's right. That's right.
Man, they are moving so much back here for about the 15th position. Nobody wants to stay in a lane and help anybody. It's everybody for themselves.
Well, Mike, I think you kind of have to be a little selfish here to an extent, especially if you're one of the championship drivers.
Ooh,
Everything is on the line here. Not only is the championship on the line, but these guys' careers as a whole is on the line. We don't know where everyone's going next season. As we see also Luke coming down pit road here.
He knows where he's going. He's going home.
Yeah, he's not racing for anything. Also, Luke's only been here for a couple weeks. Absolutely nothing on the line today. He might have just got scared.
Oh, big trouble.
big trouble.
Paul Walker music. Spare
no.
Ferguson.
Oh, Spears in the wall.
Polarizing.
Rolling down the hill. Don't let him.
Oh, man, that 54 took a lick off screen.
Oh, Adam Recklin was in that as well after having a
Paul Walker
terrible impact earlier.
music.
Jeff
my
Gordummy had a big hit. Rustard, oh no, or not Rustard, pardon me. Rusty Dipstick flew through there. I hope he missed everybody as the field is racing back. Joe Swanson yelling to pass the O2 of Scubs. Can he do it? He's gonna have some help here.
I gotta say, this is such an obscure top 5 that we have currently. These are some drivers that we haven't seen up front really that much this season. Good for these drivers, though, taking advantage of all these wrecks.
Well, you can't say that for 5th, because 5th place is our current championship leader, making music in that A team. Arguably one of the favorites. Can he get it done?
Going to turn 1, the 68 of Paul Walker music all over the back of the 13 of Ginger Joe, the dominant car of the day. He starts to get hooked. The 5's going to be there to save him, but then the 5 and the 68 go into the wall hard. And then up ahead of that, you see the 19 car of Polarizing backs it in really hard. Then he's going to slide back down the track, and then here comes the 54 already in trouble, and then slams into the left to the right side of him. That's definitely going to affect his chances. Surprised there's any fuel left.
That 54 came awfully close to tipping over on the banking earlier, too. Was able to keep it on all 4.
Another look here at what happened. And yeah, just Paul Walker music got on the inside of Ginger Joe, thinking he could get the run there, it looks like, and just kind of causing a little calamity here. And you saw them wrecking more up there.
Oh!
Ahead. Oh! Asiago.
Two incredibly hard hits back to back for a couple guys there.
Oh, that car almost flipped, too.
That's the least of his worries.
Well, after Gordummy's wrecks today, he might have more data than ever. On board the 11 here, Adam Recklin. We didn't get a chance to even talk about it because they wrecked so quickly. Adam Recklin came into this week cross-eyed. After the first wreck he was in today, went completely blind, completely reliant on his spotter to know where he was going around the racetrack. I guess his spotter didn't prepare him for that one, and he piled right in.
Riding on board with the 24 Gordummy. He sees the crash, but I guess the spotter doesn't give a shit.
Oh, jeez. You could just hear how loud that was, too.
Oh.
Look at him, he's pissed.
Furious in there. Coming off turn 2. This is ahead of the first wreck we were just looking at. Oh, Wayne Rexy's going to hit Dingo Dave. The formerly bald dog goes up the hill, hits Arkansas Jones into Mason Dixon. And then these guys just go around. Avoided major incident, thankfully. You're going to see here, I think a couple people come flying through, narrowly missing this 18. The 09 of Husqvarna. Oh!
That is not a miss.
Did hit him one time. Unfortunately, Fragile Fred is going to get a piece of that. Did anybody else come by?
Not the first time that 28's been involved today.
Oh,
Spares!
Spares!
Spares! Jeez!
Wow. He might be named Spares, but he just split the wrecking cars, guys.
We are cutting back right now, and the leader of the race, Scubs, has an issue. Guys?
I'm not sure what's going on. This O2 dropping like a rock. He was the leader as you look at our scoreboard. That's where he crossed the line. I'm not sure what the problem might be, but this O2 is dropping all the way to last. Looks like Rusty Dipstick might try to help him out, perhaps, but might have got it backfired.
Oh,
looks like he did.
Accelerating now. Might have had low fuel pressure.
Oh, well, yeah, according to TOECAR rules, he's going to lose all of these positions. Absolute heartbreak for all the Scubs fans around the world. But he can come back potentially from this if he can avoid the rest of the issues.
Well, all right then. Hopefully he can come back because he was having a stellar run today. And, you know, Scubs Nation was really looking forward to this. Like, they knew this was a track that he could win at. of all tracks. I don't know why, but he put on a pretty good performance today so far, and hopefully he can get back up here. But anyways, we're doubling up here. Joe Swanson is your new leader with that new what is it called again, Kyle?
Simon system in that 71 car. Simon standing for, of course, the smart artificial intelligence mode of navigation. He is yelling at all the car's pieces to do his commands for him since he can't move his body. And it's been working tremendous so far.
Yeah, that's right. The Simon Says thingy. Yeah. Anyway,
Right.
Simon says that we're going green.
Simon also says, according to Rob Pockets, the reason the O2 dropped to the back, he was actually penalized for beating the leader to the line. Let's not forget, he restarted in second place, got to the line first, and that is a no-no. You can't do that. He's going to have to restart from the back. No problem on that O2 other than the penalty.
And the green is out.
Look at Harold already trying to peek out a line. What a lad. Still thinking he's in Vegas.
Well, guys, I don't know. That 17 also beat Joe to the line. The Simon system didn't help that 71 on the restart. He might also have a penalty. He might have to pull in here if we don't.
Oh,
no!
There they go.
Here we go.
Oh, Harold, DUI div down under is in another one. Oh, rusty dipstick.
And
They
there's
got
just
hit by the blind 11 car. Hits another.
Oh, and the 78 barely clipped. I think that was spare, and that destroyed his engine. Meanwhile, up front, look at this is a battle for the championship right now. Rustard and Ketchup and making music side by side.
Liz Wyoming behind. Who will they help? They're 3 and 4 coming to the caution here. It looks like Rustard's going for second underneath the Joe Swanson car. Simon system knew he was down there going to pull up the hill, but he might get there first still.
And we're thinning them out, guys.
Man, oh man.
Caution! We're going to take a look at the replay here where it initially started. It looked like Clink Bottles and Pris Call. And, oh, man.
Look at this 3-car, guys.
Dude, that 3-car, I cannot believe Pris Call saved that car, honestly. And as you just see him piling in there, but give a call to Pris Call. Awesome heads-up driving by him.
The whole field scatters down the hill here. DUI div. Oh, he's going to tip over.
Oh, man.
Had
One
to
of the
spill some
championship
things.
contenders. Arguably the favorite in today's race. But he's not the only championship contender that was involved in this. I think we saw Down Under in there. Yep, there he is.
Second wreck of the day for Down Under.
Right on board with Chris Cross. Coming back after getting his brand new rebar spine, but man, you might have to get some barrel ribs.
Man, this man just cannot catch a break this season.
Oh, and Clink Bottles also tips over. Man, this banking is really steep, guys. Gonna drive away as well. Very peaceful flips today.
Oops. Can't show that
I'm
yet.
firing him up.
As we ride on board Clink Bottles in 45 here. Oh, man. Let's not forget, Clink had a few big impacts earlier. He might not have been able to keep up with the decision-making here going so fast. Car's going to have a peaceful little roll, and he's going to keep on going.
Here we have Pris Call. He's going to get pitched sideways, and look at that, man. An incredible save. That car was an inch away from getting either spun out or hooked into that concrete at terminal velocity. Back at Pyongyang, our championship leader right now, the 42 of Rustard and Ketchup. And only one row behind him, we got the 8 of Making Music. And the next row behind him, we got Mateus. And the inside of the following row is the 3 of Pris Call and the 9 of Walter Cooler. Once again, staggered one row behind him. But beyond that, the next one there would be DUI Div, and he's already turned over once today, so...
Then we also have Down Under. Yeah, there we see him. Still on the track, but man, that thing's beat up.
Well, it's coming down to it, boys. Let's see if we can finish out the season strong and see what we got in store for us here.
And they're driving again. That's a thick pylon, by the way.
2 sets of ladders in case you need an extra official mid-race. They are already 4 wide again.
And Rustard and
waste anything.
Ketchup going straight to the bottom of the track, trying to take advantage of the mild restart that Willie Studd's got. And Joe Swanson, no.
I think they're mostly okay. They are.
I think they're going to... Oh, that's huge for Pris Call.
He's not that damaged, but I think he's going to lose the draft. He's got to really make sure he catches up. He's got to do everything he can to stay in this pack if you're the 3 car. They're 4 wide ahead of him, too. They may just wreck.
Oh, man. Well,
So far, so good.
this has changed a lot of things already. this particular lap, and Rustard and Ketchup to the lead with Making Music right behind him. Remember, these two are fighting for the fucking championship here. I don't know why he's cussed out like that. I'm not that mad. But here we go. Coming into turn 1, Rustard and Ketchup to the inside of Joe Swanson. He's gonna try to take the lead here.
A little further back, actually a lot further back, at the very back of the pack, the 3 car I think was just barely able to hold on to the draft. He's just got to survive until he gets to a caution flag here.
He wants that position from the 69 car, though.
Some of these
And
guys,
he's gonna get it.
yeah, these guys back here have flipped multiple times.
Yeah, Chris Call's gonna really need to see another caution if he wants any shot at making anything happen here in the closing stages.
Oh, it looks like
as
Dingo Dave
is
coming down for an
taking
extra
a pit.
haircut. Oh, we got
Also,
another
it's
one.
Chris Call.
Oh, yeah, there might be something more wrong with that car than we realize.
Could be Tristan. As you see, this field very, very spaced out now. All these incidents today, different speeds for different cars. We still have a group of about 8 or 9 up front. Looks like Making Music, oh, got loose there or something. Car went down the hill. He's going to be okay, but he's going to try to block this 6 car. And this is the battle for the championship lead right now. Macon right behind the 42 of Rustard and Ketchup. Most of the championship competitors are not even in this pack, so it's really a race amongst those two for now.
Macon's not getting any help either. That 17, he wants to win the race. Because remember, guys, championships are cool and all, but in the end, it is just an empty cup. But these guys want that checker flag, because you can keep that and eat dinner off of it. You only put the drink in the cup.
You get both though, Mike, and you got a full meal. Daddy McBetty down to the inside here, gonna make a move. Looks like he's gonna get there pretty easily on both Willie Studs and Making Music as
Three-car
Rustard and
back on
Ketchup.
track. It's all that.
That he is. Chris Cross somehow still out here too.
Now he's going to be at least 1 lap down here if we check the scoreboard. He just got put a lap down, so he's going to have a long road ahead of him. If those other guys wreck out, he might be able to pull something together, but it's going to be an uphill battle.
We haven't really touched on it, but Joe Swanson, playing Simon Says in front, is kind of taking advantage of this race now. He's kind of in command of it, I would say. He's the Pied Piper, some would say.
You know, that Simon system, it's made by AI, it's running by AI. Therefore, theoretically, he should know the perfect line to take every corner, and man, oh man, that might be a little bit... It's kind of like the racing version of a PED, you know? He has a bit of an advantage, one he definitely has over the rest of the field. This 71 has been hard to pass today. Rustard and Ketchup, a championship favorite, possibly can't even do it.
And waiting in the wings here is Making Music. He's going to look to make a move here on Rustard and Ketchup.
We'll be making it 3 wide with Joe, too, if he can get him clear. Here he comes.
Wow, 3 wide for the lead here.
This is fun.
These guys know there's not many cars left that are competitive. It's going to be amongst these top 5 cars, maybe 6, but...
And realistically, it's down to these two for the championship who are running 1-2 right now.
As we complete lap 32, crossing the line there. Pardon me, lap 33. Took a little while to update on the scoring monitor there for us. Rustard and Ketchup takes the lead. I think he was the car in the middle there too, so that's a very impressive move. That 42 has shown a lot of speed today, guys. But you know,
Hey, don't look.
has.
Let me guess, that 13 car,
Yes, sir. There he goes.
after narrowly escaping carnage earlier, he's found himself back up here in position to potentially win this race here.
I will say one more thing on this pack being so spread out. Some of that got spread apart when the 3 car got hooked up the hill a little bit. I do think if we get a caution, we might have a few other stragglers who are fast enough to keep up, but it's going to be a matter of if they get that caution or not.
Got to definitely keep an eye on the back of the pack, because they are getting pretty squirrely back there. Even racing just to get a top 20 today. It's all about bragging rights here in TOECAR.
And guys, I hate to say it, I really hate to say it, and I hope I don't speak it into existence. But if the two championship contenders up front take each other out, that leaves the door open for Mateus Paiva in the 32. I'm pretty sure he's next in line to take over this championship lead if something were to happen to those two.
Not only that, Walter Cooler also in that pack. It could be a race amongst those two if the leaders wreck.
Yeah, it's a long way till he sees some competitive cars. They're all the way probably down by the start-finish line at this point. Let's take a look. Yeah, they're going past the end of the pit wall. Yeah, he's still just coming off a turn 4, so it's going to be a while to get up there.
Well, it's probably not going to happen without the aid of a caution. He might get lucky, he might not. We'll have to see how it all shakes out. But right now, it's a matter of if the 8-car, pardon me, can hold off that 42 or not. Right now, he's right in front of him.
Yeah, making music. Looks like he got around the 42, so now he's the new leader of the championship.
Oh, 42 is going to be fighting back, though, man. Look at catch-up.
Three wide down at turn 3.
Now look at Ginger Joe back here. He just sees that, them all side drafting back each other. They're all suck locked. That breaks them apart. And here he comes. He's going to be making a move for the lead. Got the 23 pushing him, and Scubs.
You know, some of the quicker cars we've seen on tracks today, whether it be the 13, the 8, the 42, they take a bit of a strange arc out of the corner, perhaps trying to run down that bank and get a big run of momentum off the corner. It's worked sometimes, and sometimes they've gotten so loose it hasn't really helped at all.
Making taking the wide arc.
2 drivers I want to talk about real quick that are in this lead pack, Scubs being one of them. He obviously had that penalty earlier in this race, and he, you know, was having a stellar run prior to that, and now he's put himself in position to potentially win this race again. So awesome rebound for that 0-2. And the other driver I want to talk about is that 23 of Deddy McBetty. We haven't really talked about him at all today. He's been like I said in previous weeks, he's been one of the more menacing drivers here on the circuit. But he's kind of got a strong race going on here, guys.
For sure. Except now he's getting passed. But I mean, it's a championship contender. You know he's going to be driving more aggressive than anybody else.
Looks like that 42 might be making a move on the leader. 13 making a move on him. They're 3 wide.
I am just so impressed with that 71 team, guys. Some people might call it cheating. I call it technology. Just being able to yell out whatever you need to do. Right now, I'm sure he's yelling, "Go!" And that's about it. Doesn't have to worry about turning. I'm not sure if the car turns with the track automatically or if he has to call out every single steering input or not. Got to look into that after the race.
You know,
one thing I want to...
Sorry, TOECAR Insider Rob Pockets has informed me that car exclusively runs via ChatGPT, pardon me, as far as which line it will take through the corner. It simply decides the best line on the fly, and it seems to be really successful so far. This 71, I think, is one of the only people who haven't been in an accident today. It's been a very tough car to pass as we see the 42 trying yet again here. Will he be able to get it done?
You know, something I want to really touch on real quick, because now we're on the 2 to go mark. Ruster and Ketchup with a commanding lead for the championship, at least making music. He's got to go now. If he wants any shot at this championship, he's got to go right now, and it has to happen. Like he's got to do something now.
It's all going to come down if he gets help from that 23 and the 0-2. Oh, Harold Klott, a lapped car.
This could change everything.
Oh, he's going to hold up the 13, but the championship drivers, are they going to get by on the outside? Oh no, the Fox Key. Oh, the helicopters.
We see all of our resources today to fly people back.
White flag is out. Oh, man.
And Harold Klott is determining this championship. I cannot believe what I'm watching.
Making Music is going to be so upset with the old man.
He could still have an outside chance. It's going to depend on if that 42 has a big moment or not. We saw cars leaving pit road. We saw a couple intense battles earlier go wrong. Still a lot of things that can happen here at Pyongyang. Russell and catch
Dakota
up.
West up here. I don't know if he's going to play a factor, though.
He might be a little too far ahead, Mike. That 71 has the Simon system. I'm sure he'll find a way around. All the 42 has to do is follow him through. Rustard and Ketchup started the season battling for the win at Daytona, ended hard in the wall. He's going to finish the season a champion. Coming off turn 4, Joe Swanson's going to use the Simon system to win the race. And Rustard and Ketchup and the 42 team are your inaugural TOECAR Goodies Trash Series champions.
How about that? How about that? What an incredible race we just saw here today, guys.
Very impressed with that 42 team. They held together all season, started coming around right at the end, putting together some really good finishes, and here they are, a champion at the end of the season.
Well, you know, guys, let's not forget Rustard and Ketchup owns his own deli. With this championship, I'm sure everybody's going to be eating for months over there.
Yeah, Mike, you touched on it already, but Rustard and Ketchup, he put on a stellar performance. Not only this race, but the last few races of the season, he really came alive. And I think that win at, what was it, Atlanta? I think that win at Atlanta really...
no.
Oh, no, what are we doing?
Goodness gracious. Crisscross trying to put that new rebar spine to use. I guess they realized they didn't need these cars anymore. I just hope everybody's okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, there goes the radiator just leaking all over the place.
The
Leaders
drivers
aren't
are
gonna be happy
angry.
about
They
that.
know they have lost.
What a season, guys.
How
a call
about
to-
that?
Give a call to Joe Swanson and that 71 team. In 6 days, they developed the Simon system, and man, oh man, did it pay off. In victory lane, we thought it might be all over for Joe last week. Little did we know it's just beginning.
Yeah, awesome performance by that 71. He truly showed that, he's not going to let being paralyzed from the neck down discourage him in any way, shape, or form. And, after that terrible accident last week, for him to rebound and come back and win this race, that's incredible, honestly. A real feel good story, if you ask me.
We're going to feel good since Joe can't. Well, after another day of insane TOECAR racing, we've lost one driver, we've given another a win, and we've counted one as a champion. Joe Swanson wins the race today in that 71 team. Russert and Ketchup going to finish second, but that's good enough to make him our inaugural champion. Ginger Joe, arguably the fastest person that wasn't named Joe Swanson, going to come home third today. Lose Wyoming is a little too late, but give a call to them. Amazing run by that 6 team today. Denny McBetty gets a top 5. Scubs came up a little short today, but still a solid run nonetheless, coming home 6th. Willie Studs gets 7th. Making music in the A-car finishes 8th today. So close yet so far for that team. Also, Luke, a impressive top 10 finish, come home in 9th. Let's not forget, he pulled over for no reason earlier. Found a way to get a good finish out of it nonetheless. And rounding out our top 10 will be Arkansas Jones in that 67 car. But man, guys, what a show we saw.
Yeah, and then we head down to the bottom of the list here, and we just see a slew of reasons to be out of the race. Yeah, guys, we've got retired header, accidents, clutches, everything. Even a piston. He didn't win the Piston Cup. But David Gutterball, of course, I just can't get over every single race this season, something has happened to that 21 team. I don't think they have they even finished a race? I know they've crashed in every race.
That they have, Mike. And I also just got word from insider Rob Pockets. Not only is that 21 out for a piston, it doesn't that his car lost a piston. He was just so distraught from watching the Pistons that he pulled over. The 21 car couldn't finish the race. He was in tears in the infield, guys. Terrible.
Hate to see that for sports fans.
All things aside, though, what a great season, guys. This has been a ton of fun to cover. I'm so excited to see what is in store for us in not only the offseason, but coming in Season 2. Again, hats off to Russert and Ketchup for such an amazing season. Congratulations on his championship. Also, congratulations to Joe Swanson on a remarkable win yet again. And, guys, I can't wait. I just can't wait for next season already.
Sure these guys can. It's pretty dangerous out there.
Well, the only thing I can wait for is the cargo bob. We got to get that thing ready.
Oh yeah. I forgot.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I mean, luckily for you guys can just go straight to Kansas. I got some work to do apparently.
Yeah, you got 40 cars to fly over. We're not going to see you for like 2 days.
I don't know. Keep my seat warm.
Well, to Tristan's excitement, keep an eye out for Season 2 information. Season 2 should be starting somewhere in the near future. I'm sure we'll have an announcement in the near future regarding that. Obviously, we have the Splint Cup finale tomorrow. Make sure you tune in 6 Eastern on the Twisted Toe channel. As always, I'm sure it's going to be great. You definitely don't want to miss it. As always, I'm with Mike and Tristan. I'm Kyle. From the booth here at Pyongyang Speedway, to wherever you're listening to this, thank you and good night. Wait, that's not Joe.
What the fuck is that?
Oh my god, I don't know if we could
I don't
use
know.
that.
Can we even show that?
Probably not.
Oh no.
Let's just pretend that's Joe.